It's been a minute, I know, right? I've been caught up with a few things, but I'm really happy to resume and be doing this with you today. I hope you all had a lovely day because I did. And as I said earlier, I'm happy to be here with you today. I know that you're learning about one new recipe. I'm going to be teaching you one bread hack, but no, today is going to be an entirely different ball game. Today I'm going to take you down history lane, right? We're going to be talking about someone who was very, very instrumental in the bread space. You see sliced bread today and you say, sliced bread is my most. If my bread is not sliced, I can't eat it. I must have sliced bread because when it comes to sandwich, sliced bread works better. The slicing just makes the fact that the bread is sliced just makes everything more enjoyable and fun, right? Right? Are you on this table? Exactly. Well, I think if I were to choose between sliced and unsliced bread, personally, I prefer unsliced bread because I just like to just dive into the bread and just carry a chunk of it and just eat it. But when I want to spread the bread with it, of course, sliced bread is good to go. A couple of years ago, like I'm talking about close to 150 years ago, nobody knew a thing about sliced bread. It was until one man who sat down and was thinking, say, people will just buy bread and be using their hands to be cutting bread. I said, oh, no, why no? I want to do something different. He wasn't a baker. This man he had no knowledge of baking at all. He just wanted to make people's lives easier. He just felt like life shouldn't be so hard. You shouldn't have to go and buy bread and come and start slicing it. What if I invented a machine that could actually slice bread? This man was a jeweler. He used to make jewelries, and his name was Otto Roweda. That was his name. In the year 1912, Otto Roweda had this idea that bread should not just be loaf. Bread should come in sliced version. And that's how he started working. Using his jewelry making background, he was already working in metal. So it was easier for him to just start making, a prototypes of that slicer. It took this man 5 years to have blueprints, example of what that machine could look like. Imagine working for 5 years for a prototype. He didn't give up in year one, saying that this thing is too hard. Like say, my body just go back to using their hand to slice. When I cannot do this, I cannot come and kill myself. He didn't do that. He worked for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years for the blueprint. When you would think that he finally nailed it, like, yeah, he's gotten it right. He had his blueprint. He even built his first ever slicer. Guess what happened? Fire. He had a fire outbreak in his factory and burnt everything down. He didn't have access to his blueprint again. He lost his first ever machine that he built. Now think about that for a moment. 1912 to 1917 was how long that man worked. Now imagine working so hard for just something that he was passionate about to make people's lives easier. And people already had a solution, but he believed that bread could come out in better forms. And then everything burned to the ground. What would you have done? Would you have backed out and said, this isn't worth it? Spending all that money, all that time, and losing it to fire? Maybe it's a sign from the gods that I should even leave this idea. This idea is not even worth it. As in, like, let me not come and go and die because I want to do slicer. People can, no, I'm not going to come and kill myself. He didn't do that. He went back to work, built everything from the ground up, and went back to work. But he finally built his first slicer. This slicer was cutting bread in even shapes. It wasn't just like that manual slicer where you calibrate the line and be cutting bread. No, it was cutting bread in even shapes, in even sizes. Then came another problem. He said, okay, the slicer is cutting bread, but when the bread comes out, the bread now turns out dry because the bread already has air, like spaces inside, so it dries out quickly. How about I make the bread in a way that as soon as the bread is being sliced, it can be packaged? Another work started. He started thinking about how to create a machine that could not just slice the bread, but package the bread. This man was a true problem solver. It wasn't just about money for him. He was actively looking for solutions. So there comes another question. How far are you willing to go to solve a person's problem? To solve a pain point? Well, Otto Roweda was willing to go all the way. It took him another 10 years to be able to nail the machine that could actually slice and package bread. 15 years in pursuing a dream. That's how long it might take sometimes to achieve our goals. Or do we back out, give in, or do we stay and face it and work against all odds? Which kind of entrepreneur are you? Well, Otto Roweller showed beyond reasonable doubt that he was the kind of entrepreneur that could weather the storm of time. And weather it he did. Because when he invented that bread slicing machine, at that time there was someone working on a toaster. And that just made his idea become a banger. Imagine you now have sliced bread and someone has invented toasting machine. That made his slicing machine go far and wide. And the rest they say is history. Today we have him as the renowned father of sliced bread. It was a tedious journey, but his innovation and right timing made him a hit. So what do we learn from today's story about Otto Roweller? First of all, try to think about how you can make people's lives easier. Innovation must not always be doing something new. He did not invent bread. Do you understand? But his own innovation was trying to be incremental. He wanted to do something better. People were already using hands to slice bread. He said, no, I want to solve the problem of manually slicing bread to making it automated. So he solved the problem by being innovative, not by being inventive, but by being innovative to solve a problem by building upon an existing solution. So if you are thinking about something, you must not always be an inventor. Not everybody must be an Albert Einstein. You can just look around you, look around your present environment, very, very close to you. How can you make people's lives better with something that they are already doing? How can you improve it? That might be an innovation that would set the light. In fact, it will turn on the lights for the society and generations to come. Second, because you have an innovative idea does not mean that it will become a hit the first time you attempt it. It might take years of hard work and serious difficulty. Imagine that his whole factory got burnt down. Who knows who even ignited it? Well, we don't want to go that path. But then it might have been during the process of doing all that trial and error that fire caught his factory. He would have said, this thing has led to fire like this, and I've lost all this money. Is it worth it? He didn't think that way. He went back and did it for another 10 years and tried to even do it better. So when challenges come, as you're trying to solve the problems that you have identified as an entrepreneur, how far are you willing to go? Are you willing to go all in? Or do you stop halfway because challenges have come and then, mommy, I cannot come and kill myself? Oh. No, you should be willing to go all the way, no matter how difficult it is, until you see your idea come to light. They say it is not the 100th stroke that brings down the tree. It is the 99 previous strokes, 99 chops that actually go hand in glove to bring down the tree on the 100th strike. So when the tree finally cuts or when the tree finally falls down, after you hit it for the 100th time, it was not just that one stroke. It was the other 99 that you were doing without even seeing any motion. So keep working at it. And then third, sometimes your idea might not come right yet or might not be significant because it is not the right time for it. So don't give up. Sometimes you need to have a great idea and good timing. So always look for how you can push your idea in the right time and in an environment that enables it to thrive. When you combine a great idea with the right environment and right time, beautiful things happen. So let's think about Otto Roweller. As we carry out our entrepreneurial journeys, the father of sliced bread, we thank him for innovating sliced bread. We thank him for not giving up on his vision to make people eat sliced bread. And may you not give up on your visions, whatever your visions are, even if it is not making sense to you, even if you have tried and failed, keep trying and failing. At least you tried. And one day you will try and succeed. Just try and do things differently. Learn from every failure. So this is about it for our 8th Beryl baking class today. we have learned something inspiring about the history of sliced bread. And I'm sure, oh wow, Edwin, hi, Edwin616, what am I doing? Okay, okay, let me start with faith. What's this? Today we're just talking about bread and the father of sliced bread. His name is Otto Weda, and we have been able to learn that inventing sliced bread was no child's play. He actually went through a lot to invent the slicer, but he actually succeeded at the end of the day because he had grit, he had determination. So I'm just talking about that, and I'm helping you to see that even if you have a great idea and you have everything working to your favor, sometimes life can just happen. He had a fire outbreak in his factory, but he didn't let that stop him. He still went against all odds to achieve his goals and his dreams. And that is why we have sliced bread today. If you give up on your dreams, whatever they are, maybe we will not be able to have the privilege of enjoying your innovative solutions. Don't give up on it. I know it's not going to be easy. Life is not designed for you to just do this and then it works. If not, where's the fun of it? It's no longer life. It's designed for you to get up, fall down, get up, and fall down again and keep learning until you get up and stand on your feet. But then it doesn't get easier when you stand on your feet. You have to still continue fighting against every storm because, as they say in Nigeria, wahala no dey finish, right? So you just have to keep going and keep fighting. I hope the fight, especially if the fight is worth it. Yeah. But when you're solving a person's problem, believe me, it's worth it. So that's about it for today. And I'm happy to be here doing this with you. And I hope you're going to keep it a date with us tomorrow for another session of our 8thBeryl baking class. My darling 8thBeryl family, I'm so happy to have you here. And I'm happy once again to be here with you. Please do all to subscribe, do all to engage with us, do all to tell a friend that there's a channel on YouTube where we discuss everything about baking, everything about bread, and we also tell amazing and inspiring stories as well. So keep it a date with us. I'm sure you won't regret it. For now, it's good night. See you tomorrow. Clock it.